Hello, in today's video we're going to talk about the animals capable of surviving extreme cold. He was curious. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to always stay updated. Whenever we want to talk about how amazing nature is, we can look at different aspects. In today's case, we are going to deal with fascinating animals, capable of withstanding extreme cold, adapting to the severe weather conditions. Each of them on this list uses specific techniques, denoting the complexity of the world's fauna. We chose to choose only animals that use survival mechanisms without the involvement of protection against predators. That is, the members listed below do not freeze or manipulate their bodies in order to ward off an enemy, just to get through a phase of the year. Were you curious? So check it out. Number 1. Arctic woolly bear moth. The name is complicated, but the way it protects itself from extreme temperatures is simple. The Arctic woolly bear moth caterpillar is known to injure the skin of other animals if touched, but what stands out is that it spends most of its time frozen. Basically, its life cycle until it becomes a moth involves feeding, freezing, thawing, feeding, and so on. Number 2. Tenebrium. Tenebrio is a small dark beetle, best known to fishermen in its larval stage. Unlike other animals that use proteins as antifreeze, the mealworm creates its own sugar-based antifreeze known as xylomannan. Freezing at low temperatures. Number 3. Painted turtle. The painted turtle is one of the most beautiful of the species, with black and yellow stripes that run along the body and part of the shell. Freshwater natives, they usually hibernate in rivers during the winter, managing to survive even when the surface is in ice, without their body freezing. Number 4. Alligator. If you are in a cold region with the presence of alligators, and you see them static, as if they didn't care about your presence, you can rest assured they are not dead. This is because, throughout the winter, alligators' blood cells freeze due to the bitter cold and low water temperatures. To gain access to oxygen, they only hold their snout above the surface. Although they don't move, they manage to keep breathing normally until the temperature rises. Number 5. Iguanas. You've probably seen photos and videos of frozen iguanas falling out of trees. This is because, when the temperature drops to close to 0 degrees C, the functioning of their organism, which is already slow due to being cold-blooded reptiles, decreases. Thus, they stay still, static, but they don't stop breathing. However, unlike other animals' relationship with cold, iguanas can die if they are exposed to intense cold for periods longer than 2 days. Number 6. Forest frog. There are those who joke that forest frogs manage to come back from death, which, in practice, does not match reality, but does not make this being any less incredible. The wood frog freezes up to 70% of its body during the winter, including the brain. Her heart, muscles, and even breathing are affected, as if she turned into a small ice cube. But there is a trick behind it. Their organism has proteins that drain most of the water from the cells. At the same time, your liver produces glucose, which occupies those cells without water, working as a kind of syrup, preventing complete freezing. Thus, as the climate and your body warms up, the organism returns to normal.